Merry Christmas for some, eh? How grim is that? You right all. So them videos there from around Birmingham New Street area. So I left the train station and I walked up the main drag past the Shakespeare pub, and there's two homeless blokes there. Stood back, filmed it because it was just interesting, like the angle of it, watching people walk past, obviously getting on, pretending they're not there. But there's only so much you can do. I've been in that situation sometimes. You don't want to get involved. Some of these people have got there through their own bad decisions. Druggies, alcoholics. And other various things. I spoke to many homeless people, and some of them are bad, some of them are good. But regardless, I had a chat with one of them, just said, "How you getting on, mate?" And said, "Is there anything I can get you?" And he asked for a bottle of Lucozade, so I went up to the Tesco, which is about 50 metres away. Went in there and couldn't find the Lucozade, so I just got him a big bag of crisps, like a 6-pack sort of thing, for about £1.50. When I went round to the checkout area, it was manned by pretty much all African security guards, bar one or two, and also it was just card only for about 10 to 20 either side. Really dystopian looking, like the cattle feed almost. And I went back out, gave him his crisp, but my main point was that I just thought it's impossible to do the right thing. I don't want to fund Tesco, and certainly don't want to do card only. But there's no other choice, mainly because of the queues as well. So I had to just crack on, do that, go outside and give him, the food I got. And when that was over and done, it was pointless anyway, because the next thing I know, there's another homeless guy waiting at the crossroads. He's asking for a hot drink, and you just think, I can understand the logic that if you don't fund any of them, because if you give one something, you've got to give everyone else something, haven't you? So I can get the logic. Why I've called it, the white male privilege is because by chance Andrew Lawrence, the comedian, did a video on it the day before, and he's right. On my travels, I'd say about 95% of the people who are homeless are white men. I think I've seen 1 to 2 black guys who've been homeless. I don't think I've ever seen a Muslim homeless, because they've got strong communities and probably look out for each other. And you see occasionally some females who are homeless. They're normally white. But what was quite telling, Birmingham is extremely diverse, like really diverse. Probably about a third of the town's city centre now is to that point. And you'll see these white girls walking around with their African boyfriends, and you just think how shit it is for the white men, because whether you like it or not, libtards, white men built this country. It doesn't matter whether you don't like that or not. Sub-Saharan Africans and Arabs didn't build Europe, did they? No. They came in 1948 onwards, and it's like we built it. It's literally, if you want to use an analogy, it's like building a house for your missus, and then when it's all built and everything's sorted, she gets sick of it, chucks you out, and then brings in Tyrone. You see the analogy there? Because that's literally more or less what's happened. You could say that's the government's fault. I'm not saying every single European woman is responsible for that. But it is, what the government's done. European men built Western civilization, particularly in Europe, and then the government basically ignored us, disregarded us, and then imported loads of Tyrones, Mohammeds and Abdullahs instead. And there's no concern, this is the main point again too, there's no real concern for these European men that are left on the streets. They couldn't give a toss. We're seen as scum. And the new arrivals, are literally being given everything. Every single day you see a new news headline being promoted for scholarships, over European men. There was only recently the Aviva insurance woman, white men have to be scrutinised if in favour of diverse candidates. Was it a party? I saw it no longer, a Boston mayor party, no white men allowed. Well, again, let's go back to who built the countries that we live in now. Do you know what? Carry on as you are, because it will all crumble down eventually, and you will go back to living in a fucking mud hut. And in some ways, thinking about the Fight Club philosophy, Tyler Durden, Anyone can see now, particularly like white men in particular, that this civilization is working against us essentially. I'm not suggesting that we tear it down or anything, but I can understand the logic of the movie, the message of the movie, that if civilization is going wrong, they start again basically. I've just rambled and rambled there. Hopefully that's made sense. I think that's about right in what I've said. Anyway, that'll do. Cheers.